Gina, I have to go make a work phone call real quick in the other room. Do you mind watching Junior and Charlotte for a second?
No, I don't mind at all. Take your time.
Alright, I'll be right back. Yes, Kristen, I've been circling the block for about an hour. Kristen thinks that any given moment either Miranda will take a phone call or she will go to the bathroom. It seems Gina knows her habits, so I'm just waiting for the text. I just got a text from Gina. I think we're all in the clear.
Yes, this is Miranda's sister, Gina. I'm in the house right now. Miranda said to let all of the security you guys know in the front that something's going on in the backyard, that she thinks someone might be jumping the fence. So she needs everyone in the front to leave their post and go back there and help. Yeah, she was screaming about it. Okay, thank you. Hey, Junior. You want to go with your Aunt Gina to the front of the house real quick? Go say hi to Grandma?
No.
Okay, let's not be stubborn, alright? We only have a couple minutes here.
Excuse me, Gina. My guards just called me. I overheard everything. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Whatever you heard, you misheard it, and they're definitely lying to you. Everyone's just trying.
Okay, you honestly think I'm stupid? Do you think I was born yesterday? Get away from my son.
Miranda, I think you're blowing things a little out of proportion.
You know what? So now that you like this guy, and it's working out nicely, and your future's kind of changing as we speak, what are you going to do about the potential baby with my brother? Well, I know we're doing like a little countdown to it and stuff like that, but I honestly haven't been like focusing too much on it. I've been more preoccupied with my new job and, you know, a little bit of Jacob stuff. I heard Harry Styles recently ran like a marathon that was really cool. So I really haven't, I guess it's all dependent on the pregnancy test. So you're still taking one? Like you really think that that's, like you're giving it credence? That this might actually be a thing? Yeah, why not? You know, better to know, better to be safe and not wonder for the rest of my life. And, well, you know what I mean, like the next couple weeks, I'd rather just have the peace of mind and enjoy my life. Okay, you don't have to answer this, and if I'm being too much of a journalist and I'm picking stupid questions, then tell me so. But like, what happens if you are pregnant now and you're with this guy and Joey's in prison? I mean, I guess it's an obvious answer, right? Look, Gabby, Joey has shaped a lot of my past, a lot of the past couple of years. He has shaped it. He has like really epitomized my existence type of stuff, you know? So if he's my past and he consumes that area of my life, I can't move forward with my future. You know what I mean? Like, I need to be able to look forward, and if I'm looking back, I'm not going to be able to look forward. So I'm pretty much just living in the moment where I'm like looking towards the future, if that makes sense, and not looking in my rear view. I guess that's best. I envy you because I could never allow myself to think that way. I'm always 7 steps ahead. But more power to you. That's great that you're able to like handle it. Let me also say this, Gabby. I think a mother's intuition is very strong. And I think that a woman knows her body better than anyone else. And we can kind of sense things, kind of like, you know, an oncoming hurricane. So, yeah, I think I know my body, and I just do not feel pregnant. I don't have any inclination. I know it's like super, super, super early, but I don't feel pregnant whatsoever. And I trust that gut feeling. I think, you know, having a little countdown to it's kind of pointless. If you were, I know you don't know this guy well, but how do you think he would handle it? You know, it's a big thing. Again, Gabby, I think one thing at a time. You can't walk forward if you don't put one foot first, you know? And that's what I'm doing. Just 1 foot at a time, one pant leg at a time, like everyone else. Your daughter failed us. Gravely. She was my plan A. And now we are somewhat exposed. Because I'm 100% certain that Miranda does not think that Gabby acted on her own, and who knows what Gabby said when she was being assaulted by your daughter. This is the second assault in a year from Miranda. Mill, I'm trying to be selfless in this situation and not only think about, frankly, what just happened, but my daughter Gina is now in the hospital with very bad injuries. That's what I'm thinking about most right now. We can blame Miranda for that, but in all reality, I think we should be blaming Gina for that. All that talk, all that puffing of the chest and the bravado that Gina carries herself with, all this rough and toughness, when it comes to her big sister, she's now in the hospital. Couple punches, just like that. So now, hold on, Mill. Do you not have any remorse for what just happened to my daughter? I know it happened in my family and it was my daughter who did it to Gina, but come on. Gina's in the hospital because of all of this. This isn't what I wanted. I would have had remorse if Gina was in the hospital and we had our grandson. But Gina's in the hospital for no reason. Everything failed. So no, I do not have remorse because we are back to square one. And unfortunately, that means I have to go to plan B. What is this plan B that you keep talking about, that you will not tell me about? What is it already, please? Plan A sucked. It failed. So what is the plan B to get our grandson? Arson. Torch the house. I trust that Miranda will get the kids out safely. Everything else pretty much just belongs to my mother, financially. I don't care if a few security guards get hurt or a couple degree burns. We torch the house, make sure that we don't get caught. Miranda runs out with her children. There will be two of us here, and one of us will take Junior, whoever's closest, whoever can make it work quick enough. And we will make sure that I end up with Junior. My temporary custody agreement will solve everything. All we need to do is get your daughter out of the house and away from security. Sure, she'll be surrounded by security, but I'm not afraid of a couple men. I will take my grandson if I have to. No. This is outrageous. This is sitcom level absurdity. Absolutely not, Mill. We are not burning down my daughter's house in an attempt to get our grandkids. How does that solve anything? Going to jail in an attempt to get them? I understand hearing me contemplate burning down your daughter's house is rather terrifying. But this is our grandchildren at stake. The grandchildren that we speak about, that we want to see, that we want to protect, will be in the house as you light it on fire. Something about Plan B seems very counterproductive. Come on. We'll do it at a time when everyone's awake. Miranda will... I have faith in Miranda. I do. I think the second that she senses fire, she will be out. We will light in a part of the house where they aren't in. Mill, I think you're speaking out of anger and desperation. Things have not gone your way. And I know that over the years, when things don't go your way, you turn into a rather devious human being. And I think this is one of those times where your desperation is clouding your judgment. Maybe it's time to take a step back and think of some other alternative rather than risking getting locked up for arson. Okay, Kristen, I sense you're very agitated, and so am I. I did not want to have to resort to plan B. But I'm also not hearing anything from you in terms of plans. What else is there aside from that plan? Gina's out, Melissa's out. Your ex-husband has nothing in terms of bravery or common sense. There's no one to turn to here. So what's your plan? How about this? How about this? It's right in front of us. Miranda just committed a crime by assaulting my other daughter. Put her in the hospital. The evidence is all there. Call the police on Miranda. She will leave the kids with Dave, and then we will take Junior from Dave. Far easier than taking it from Miranda. Fine. That works. We can try that. But if you cannot get my grandchildren from that man of yours, then it is lighting a match and watching the house go ablaze. She can protect herself all she wants behind all the security in the world, but let's turn that protection into her own prison that she needs to escape, just like my son. I'm sure this was all orchestrated. I'm sure the police are going to be on their way to my house, and now all this security, all these strong walls and fences don't mean anything because the person holding it all together is going to be taken into custody for assaulting her sister. Miranda, I know you don't like hearing this one word, and I have no right to say it to you right now. But you gotta relax a little bit. You're revved up, you're filled with adrenaline, what just happened. You don't do all the time. So just take a breath. Think realistically here. Do you think I overreacted? Do you think it was the right move to beat Gina up? She didn't make the first move. She wasn't physically holding Junior. Meaning, I made the first move and I'm on camera and it looks like I perpetrated the whole thing now. Your history makes it okay. Where I stand, I understand exactly why you did what you did. She deserved it too. I don't mean to go against my daughter, but she deserved it. I'm still gonna get arrested. I know I am. What am I supposed to do when the police show up? Hey, look at my history. That's why I did what I did. This is what happened to me before, so it's all good. They're not gonna look at it like that, Dad. But no, really, what do you think? Do you think I overreacted? Look, I have not been here for most of your adult life, but I know some of the things that happened to you in that adult life that I was absent for. And I think that this version of you definitely overreacted. And you're probably beating yourself up about it. And that's fine. But the old version of you from a couple years ago, from 2023, 2024, she would look at this version of you right now and be immensely proud. She would give you a standing ovation, a round of applause. I put my money where my mouth is. I back up what I say. No one's getting one over on me. And I'm not a pushover, but now I'm the complete opposite. And I'm almost like Joey. You're nothing like Joey. I like Joey. Parts of him. Parts of his spirit. But the bad parts, you're nothing like him. Don't say that.
You're having a moment right now. You're spiraling.
I'm everything like Joey now, Dad. I'm impulsive. But not just impulsive, I'm now violently impulsive, and I don't know how I got here.
You got here because you spent weeks of your life running away from a town because you thought that your son had been murdered. You had to do the unthinkable in a mother's position, and then you were expected to continue to be that mother to Charlotte, but then you were expected to be a mother to the son that you were grieving for weeks. Who could relate to that? Have some sympathy for you. Sometimes it ain't a pity party. Sometimes it's just being easy on yourself. Sitting in a room with yourself and telling yourself that it's okay.
Well, in any case, whatever happens, Dad, I'm gonna need you to watch my children if I get arrested.
No problem, sweetie.
Okay, but that also means if you're watching them, watch them. My security can only go as far as they can go, especially if I'm not in the picture, if I'm in cuffs somewhere. So please use your common sense. Even if there is an ice cream man that rolls up and wants to give out all the ice cream in the world and also $1 million, and he's legit, do not let them near my kids. Okay? I can't make it any more clear. I won't.
Okay, so we are both in agreement that instead of plan B, we will now instill a new plan A. And that plan A will be calling the police on Miranda. I have consent to go through with this, correct? You know I'm all for that plan over arson to my daughter's house. Whether or not she deserves it, we have to check with Gina, because she's the only one that would be able to press charges. She's the one that was on the other end of Miranda's hands. She didn't want to talk to you. She didn't want to talk to me. So we cannot sit around and wait for her to contact the police on her own. Time is of the essence. Every second that ticks away is a second that Miranda gets to plan against us. And who knows with the resources that she has. Do you want to sit around and risk her going back to Florida after what just happened? You don't know what she's assuming. She could assume that we were behind all this. She may have called Gina herself in the hospital and gotten the truth while apologizing to her. We have no idea. Why does Gina not want to talk to us? We talk about Miranda being paranoid, but right now I think your paranoia may be getting the best of you, and I say that with all due respect. Damn right I'm paranoid. Your daughter is the same woman who divorced my son and took full custody of my grandson. She is also the same woman who fled to Florida with my granddaughter, not telling anyone where she was going. She's also the woman who took full custody of Charlotte in Florida without telling anyone. She has legal full custody of my granddaughter without us ever having a say. You think that I want seconds and minutes and days and hours and everything in between to allow Miranda to scheme and plot and move herself to Hawaii with my grandson and take full custody? And no, we don't have time. Okay. So call the police. Let's do it. Thank you. I understand she's your daughter. But that relationship between you and her, it's done. It is a bridge that collapsed into a volcano, and there is no rebuilding it. Your focus should be on the grandkids, and that is what we're working on today. So let us call the police on your lovely, confrontational
dim-witted daughter